tascha pumsam shreya prasiddhaye. To benefit all human society, not only in this life but in the next, the great seers and sages have prescribed various methods conducive to the prosperity of the people in general. Vedic civilization takes advantage of the perfect knowledge presented in the Vedas and presented by great sages and Brahmanas for the benefit of human society. Vedic injunctions are known as Shruti, and additional supplementary presentations of these principles, as given by the great sages, are known as Smriti. They follow the principles of Vedic instruction. Human society should take advantage of instructions from both Shruti and Smriti. If one wants to advance in spiritual life, he must take these instructions and follow principles. Follow the principles. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami says that if one poses himself as advanced in spiritual life but does not refer to the Shrutis and Smritis, is simply a disturbance to the disturbance in society. One should follow the principles laid down in Shrutis and Smritis not only in one's spiritual life but in material life as well. As far as human society is concerned, it should follow the Manusmriti as well. For these laws are given by Manu, the father of mankind. In Manusmriti, it is stated that a woman should not be given independence, but should be given protection by her father, husband, and elderly sons. In all circumstances, a woman should remain dependent upon some guardian. Presently, women are given full independence like men, but actually, we can see that such independent women are not happier than those women who are placed under guardians. If people follow injunctions given by great sages, Shrutis and Smritis, they can actually be happy. They can actually be happy. They can actually be happy in both this life and the next. Unfortunately, rascals are manufacturing so many ways and means to be happy. Everyone is inventing so many methods. Consequently, human society has lost the standards of life, both materially and spiritually. And as a result, people are bewildered, and there is no peace or happiness in this world. Although they are trying to solve the problems of human society in the United Nations, they are still baffled because they do not follow the liberated instructions of the Vedas. They are unhappy. Two significant words used in this verse are asmin, amushmin. Asmin means in this life, amushmin means in the next life. Unfortunately, in this age, even exalted professors and learned men believe that there is no next life and that everything is finished in this life. Since they're rascals and fools, what advice can they give? Still, they're passing as learned scholars and professors. In this verse, the word amushmin is very explicit. It is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will have a profitable next life. Just as a boy is educated in order to become happy later, one should be educated in this life in order to attain an eternal and prosperous life after death. It is therefore essential that people follow what is given in the Shrutis and Smritis to make sure that the human mission is successful. Hare Krishna. Very honored and grateful to be with you all today. And can everyone hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So, I was asked to speak on this today's verse. The chapter of the verse is Maharaj Prithu milks the earth planet. Prithu Maharaj milks the earth planet. So, coming to the context, this after Maharaj Prithu was enthroned, after Maharaj Prithu was enthroned, the citizens came and complained, we don't have any food to eat. Then Maharaj Prithu, and you all should know, he's not just king for the earth alone. I was in that type of impression actually. But he's emperor for whole Bhumandala. Bhumandala means different Varshas also. Anyway, So Maharaj Prithu, he understood the cause is earth. We are doing all the sacrifices, but earth is not giving. Then what he did, he became angry and he picked up his bow and arrow and he started chasing earth. Earth assumed the form of a cow, started running here and there. And wherever the cow went, he's very easy. He's Shaktavish incarnation. He's God himself. So, so finally, the Mother Earth, Mother Earth, no, she understood. What she did. She made her presentation. Uh, what she did, she said, "No, no, my lord, you protected me before. That's why you got the name Dhara Dhara. And now you want to kill me?" And uh, hmm. so so she petitioned, she gave all the reasons, but he was still not pacified. He was still very angry. Is the authority for her actually. You know, uh, so he was the authority for earth. He was authority for uh, what is that verse? Buri Buri Karmani. There is a verse actually. So king rules the earth also. King rules the citizens also. So when she understood uh, he's not pacified, still angry. Then she started petitioning, you know, uh, him another way. So strength doesn't work always. Intelligence works. So she tried him in one way. When it is not working, she's trying in another way. So today's verse, what is she telling? Uh, three verses actually. Um, the second verse, she said, you know, I may be very poor, but I'm telling you, you're not listening. You can take knowledge. Somebody speaking good, you can take that good from anybody. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you are a Krishna consciousness, you can learn from anybody. You know, if he is a person is a Krishna conscious, what is the qualification? He should learn from Krishna consciousness from another professor. That's it. Then you can learn Krishna. If he is Krishna conscious and he learned it from previous professor, you can learn from him. So somebody is very good. You know, uh, you can take knowledge from anybody, provided that knowledge is very good. You know. Uh, so she's telling, please, you know, uh, if you because you're very learned, she's glorifying him. She's glorifying him, and she's telling, take good from everybody. So, and in the today's verse, uh, and now she's telling why she's not giving all actually, no, next verses are far more important. What she's telling, you know, uh, to run the society, sages have given the Shastras. There is prescribed rules. Manu, the first living entity is Brahma. He created Swayambhu Manu and Satarupa, first family, and they gave birth to Priyavrata and Uttanapad and Devahuti, Prasuti, Akuti. And Swayambhu Manu gave a book called Manusmriti. The rules for what to do, what not to do, and what punishment to be given. Sorry, Karma Siddhanta. What punishment for the wrong thing? It's mentioned in Manusmriti. Indian Penal Code IPC was taken from that, I heard actually. So anyway, um, basically, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, what is that? Sastra Chakshu. What is that? One should have Just give me 1 minute. I have a problem. Knowledge is 5 types. Knowledge is 5 types. What is that 5 types of knowledge? Knowledge, first one is a sense knowledge. Second one is moral knowledge. Third one is atheistic knowledge or knowledge of God. Fourth one is knowledge of Brahman. And fifth one is pure knowledge, means bhakti, pure devotional service. So what are the 5 types of knowledge? One is sense knowledge. Second is moral knowledge. Third is theistic knowledge. Fourth is knowledge of Brahman. And fifth one is pure knowledge. You're all listening? So, in the sense knowledge, all the physics, chemistry, mathematics, psychology, in all the industries, the metal science, they all come. And today, the society is so absorbed in this. You're all with me so far? You're listening, right?
Yes,
You know,
Prabhuji.
there is an extensive research in every area, whether it's medical or science or engineering or, or computers or mechanical, electrical, or even, computers is so much AI. And Prabhupada is, geography, astronomy, astrology, geology, everywhere there is so much extensive research. End of the day, it is for what? Just to maintain human body for a few years. That is it. Then what is the next knowledge? But but when there is so much knowledge and there is society is driven on this knowledge, then the next one is moral knowledge. Moral knowledge means what? Moral knowledge means everyone should work 8 to 5 job. They should work 6 days a week. And they should work, every day. They should work 50 hours. And they should have all these facilities. But then what happened is moral knowledge has been defined. No, 50 hours is too much. 6 days is too much. Five days is fine. 40 hours is fine. And they should get provident fund. So like a moral knowledge, how to improve those people who are knowledge in sense knowledge, how to improve their lifestyles so that they'll have a better material life and they'll have a better social life. So how to make their life better means two things. One is pain, another is pleasure. One is pain, another is pleasure. How to reduce the pain, how to increase the pleasure. Reduce the pain means, all these books people are writing, self-help books. How to make the work life better, how to make the human life better, how to increase the, so many products. So many products. Do you know this? One straw and another straw came, you can bend the straw. Wow. One dining table, there, center, you can rotate the dining table. Means you cannot even bend. And TV, you have a remote. So sitting down where you are, you can change 500 channels. And now everything, computer only, everything is put in cell phone only. So they're trying to make your life better, So moral knowledge has come to improve the lives of those people who are focused on sense knowledge. And what is that maximum sense and sense knowledge and moral knowledge are giving? 5 ways you'll enjoy. Rupa, rasa, gandha, ghrana, sparsa. That's it. Because human being has to enjoy these 5 ways, 5 areas, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Ghrana, and Sparsa, you try to bring another set of rules. When these rules are violated, again courts. When the person eats too much, then there are hospitals. But and that's some name. But this knowledge, this moral knowledge gives one more. What is that? Fame. Maximum it gives fame, afterlife fame. That's it. Or infamy. That is it. One politician is telling I should get Nobel Prize now. So these two things only. There may be a number of, there may be so many food products only, but there are only six tastes. So likewise, there is so many varieties, but you will enjoy only five ways. And moral knowledge is there only to improve the lives of somebody in sense knowledge. But end of the day, it doesn't speak about sin and piety, religion and irreligion. Doesn't speak. What does it promise after death? Name some name. Okay, in America, they will put your name in the on the so and so expressway. You know, so what is that? Veteran expressway. Second World War Veteran Express. That is the only thing it will give. That's it. But the third morality is a theistic morality. Theistic morality means, hey, there is life after death, sir. You're not the body, you're a spirit soul. There is somebody monitoring. So that way, for example, Chanakya wrote Arthashastra. Or Shanda and Amarka, they were telling Prahlad. Prahlad said, it is all useless. Who is this enemy? This is your friend. Everyone is, Krishna is present in everyone's heart. Sorry, I cannot. So, uh, what is that? Theistic morality means you do this austerity, yeah? You do this yoga, you'll have a better life. You do this yajna, in next life will be better. You know? Or you lead this type of moral life, this life will be better. Not only this life, your life will be better, your children life also will become better. Or next lifetime you will go to heaven. But there is some introduction to soul, of course, but not fully. Next one is when the moment you are introducing next life means, you're not the body, indirectly telling. The next one is impersonal knowledge. Impersonal knowledge means you're a spirit soul. You practice this, finally you can become God. You become Brahman. The final one, why Brahman is not ultimate? You know, what is the final one? Final one is bhakti. So when it comes to what is that? Theistic knowledge, they will worship devatas. Impersonal knowledge, they worship devatas plus, they worship everyone, but in personal conception, you worship everyone, and the end result is actually Brahman. But the last knowledge is a bhakti. God is a person. God is a person. I'm not paying so much attention on this because our topic is different. But I'm telling Vedic knowledge because she's telling, Bhumi is telling, um, you need to take knowledge from others. If something good is there, but sometimes people come and say, you take sense knowledge. So we'll teach you asset exam, you know. Oh, really? Wow, your worship will come to my home because you'll help my children in SAT course or MCAT. Or somebody is telling, you do this course, PMP certification, your life will become better, you'll become manager. Or do this PhD. Or, you worship this Devata. In Michigan, what is it? In America, temple is actually, it's a good business actually. Somebody said. I'm also telling, of course. Why? You need spiritual insurance. But what is the real thing? Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Narad Pancharatri, Vinayakati Harer Bhakti, Utpataya Kalpate. This verse is given Sanatana Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas. If you follow some process which is not given, supported by Shruti, Shruti means words spoken by God only, Krishna. Smritis means great yogis. They did tapasya for so many years and they put their realizations in the form of They put the relation that is smriti. You know? So if you are just telling things based on your intellect, Prabhupada says, Prabhupada quotes somebody, I think. What do you think? Prabhupada says, what do you know? Some speculation. So that's why for us to go forward in our life, we may need definitely we have bodies, so we need sense knowledge, and to make it we have a what is it material life, so we need a moral knowledge also, no doubt. Society has to run. Theistic knowledge also we need, but they will all stop with the body only. But the real knowledge is bhakti. The real knowledge is bhakti. So, and Manusmriti, actually, now what is that? Woman needs to be given protection. I just purposefully I won't touch here. Today, before I go forward there, first of all, Spruti Maharaj was still angry, but he's not releasing arrows. I touched this last week also. He's showing anger. So if your mind is driven by senses, that life is inauspicious. If your mind is driven by intelligence, spiritual intelligence, means only of course with spiritual intelligence we can control the mind. Otherwise, mind will control the intelligence. When mind controls intelligence to pursue the goals of the senses, that life is very inauspicious. I'm repeating again. If mind controls the intelligence to satisfy the senses or to do the work of the senses, our mind, that life becomes inauspicious. You are so much engrossed in that network because the person is his sense enjoyment and a spiritual life are inversely proportional. But a person who has sharpened his intelligence based on spirituality, he tries to control the mind. That's why sadhaka has to be very careful in the beginning because the mind will resist. Even after so many years, mind will resist. Sometimes people give up chanting, or they don't give up chanting, but they chant for the sake of chanting because they cannot control my mind anyway. But very simple, slowly but steadily, pursue. I want to tell, I told this many times, but I'm repeating it today. Maunam Mantrartha Chintanam. That verse is given in Haribhakti Vilas, and one time our Krishna Kumar forwarded this to me. And that same verse, what is that? Sachinandan Maharaj quotes in the Living Holy Name book, actually. So, to attain success in chanting, uh, first thing is Mantrartha Chintanam. I don't remember the two lines, but you slowly, just in a simple, I'll translate that. Rather than using control my senses and everything, eat only prasad. Don't offend anybody. Or don't speak more than needed, more than necessary. And mantrartha chintanam means when you what is the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra? Oh my Lord, oh Krishna, oh energy of Krishna, engage me in your service. Or directly, oh Chaitanya, engage me in your service. With this meaning of the mantra in the back of the mind, you chant. Don't try to control the mind. Keep this meaning of the mantra back of the mind and chant. I'm honest with you. I felt when I tried this, my life has become a little better. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I said this before actually. So very important. Don't unnecessarily talk. Maunam. I thought it is mananam actually, but mananam also works. Meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra. And manana means meditate. But there is actually it's mananam, maunam. Means don't speak unnecessarily. You know? Because you by speaking about the present politics, you can't change it actually. Rather than causing depression to everyone, accept it and go forward because Krishna is in control for sure. So One more point. You know the philosophy, if you can't apply correctly, or if you can have your wrong conclusions, you'll create problems for yourself and others. Very important. You have an idea of philosophy bits and pieces. I'll tell you a small example. In my childhood, I learned pranayam. And this is very important. Whenever I don't fall, I don't get sleep, I would just do this pranayam. Then some doctors asked me, "What do you do?" I said, "Do pranayam." And after 1 hour, what pranayam? Then I said, they started laughing actually. Prabhu, that will increase your pitta and it'll make you awake. In fact, without like half knowledge, you really, you ruined your health. I said, wow, really? I don't know that. So anyway, the point I'm making is likewise, you have a philosophy, bits and pieces. What's the problem? You cannot conclude correctly. Second thing, or you may conclude wrongly. Means it'll do problems it'll bring problems for you and others in the society. That's why in the common problem today, Prabhupada said. What context? Now I'll tell you. Uh, Acquiring a knowledge is important, but what is the motive? Hiranyakasipu did such a sadhana, acquired knowledge also. If you see Hiranyakasipu speaking to his mother when his brother died, Hiranyaksha died, to his brother and mother, Hiranyakasipu was knowledgeable, scholar. And his sadhana, he did sadhana with the wrong motive. You and I do some yoga practice, and we don't create yoga fire. Hiranyakasipu created a yoga fire that was burning the worlds. Hiranyakasipu knew Krishna, Vishnu is supreme. But what is he praying to Brahma? Sometimes, you go to subordinate and you tell that subordinate employee to influence the boss. Please influence. That was Hiranyakasipu's motive. So what is the use of the knowledge? Because motive was wrong. But Srila Prabhupada, he inspired the world with his knowledge. People were not accepting in India, but Prabhupada went to America. He also has, he brought Srimad Bhagavatam to America. He pursued, and Krishna saw his sincerity. Krishna only facilitated it. And if Prabhupada created what Prabhupada did in 12 years, nobody could even imagine. Then Prabhupada, I want to add here. Please listen carefully. Knowledge, sometimes people think that Prabhu has inspired you. If somebody comes to a temple, they sing very well. Oh, tomorrow onwards, I'll start singing. I will learn two, three tunes. Another Prabhu comes and gives nice lecture on Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll also do that. Another Prabhu comes and gives nice lecture on Bhagavatam. Oh, I'll read Bhagavatam. Another Prabhu comes and gives lecture on Bhagavad Gita. Oh, I'll read Bhagavad Gita. We don't understand the sadhana they did, the purity they have got. We just see only the tip of the iceberg. Why I'm telling this is Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada came to America, Maharshi Maheshwagi, Chidanand Saraswati, Swami Rama, Jiddu Krishnamurti, they are like big people in the yoga scene of the world. Prabhupada, nobody knew. Was Prabhupada depressed? Recently, when Brahmachari was speaking to, very senior to me, if you want, I can tell his name also. He told me, usually, you try to imitate somebody. I tried to imitate somebody. 5 years I tried to imitate. Then I took another 5 years to realize I cannot imitate him. I should be what I am. Then he said, I took another 5 years, 15th year. In another, after 10 years over, I realized I cannot imitate him. Then I started, I should become better of myself. And I took another 5 years to make myself better. He's actually one of the top preachers of the world today, actually. He said this. So Prabhupada, why I'm telling this is, when Prabhupada came to America, nobody knew him. But Prabhupada had faith in Harinam, Prabhupada had faith in Bhagavatam, and Prabhupada had faith on the words of his spiritual master, Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada traveled in 12 years, 13 times all over the world. Wherever Prabhupada went, what Prabhupada did, Prabhupada gave inspiration. Why I'm telling this word inspiration is, ladies and gentlemen, we read Bhagavatam, we read Bhagavad Gita. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
At right time, that those whatever we need won't come. You know, at the right time, whatever we need. Why Maya is covering every day? I want to tell you this something interesting. You chant today 92 rounds, 192 rounds. Or you chant 64 today. You sleep. Next day, I'm honest, experience zero. I don't know whether you would become ecstatic in 192 rounds. I don't know. Sometimes you would, sometimes you would not become. But what is that? The next state is zero, literally. This is spiritual. I'll tell you the material thing. I mean, you're all devotees serious. I don't need to tell the metal, but still I can tell. You have the best meal, or you have the best sense enjoyment, whatever it is. Rupa, rasa, sparsa, gandha, grahana. So you have the best, like a memorable thing in your life. Then you sleep. The next day morning, maybe you'll remember next day morning. If it's very intense, after some time you forget. How many of you agree you forget?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You know, but of course, to make you degrade, Maya will make you remember again and again. But that remembrance of that pleasure makes you do the wrong things. You know, or if it is material pleasure, it tries to make you addicted to it only for your degradation. But when it comes to reading of Bhagavatam, when it comes to reading a spiritual experience, especially uh, especially japa and knowledge, you forget. Unless you repeat again and again, unless it becomes a realization. Today I want to add here. Can I add? For that to become a realization, Krishna has to say, Krishna has to give the mercy. That mercy when Krishna gives, even if you read 15 minutes, something has pleased Krishna in your soul, as Paramatma in your heart. Maybe because you spoke very well to somebody, you did some prasadam service, some did some service to some devotee, or some sadhana, I mean, whatever, I don't know. Krishna makes that a realization. That will be there in your mind. How many of you are understanding? When Krishna inspires that theory, when Krishna gives you mercy, that theory will become realization. Otherwise, you may quote the verses, whole world may appreciate you. But if if that does not translate into realization, you will become the same person. I mean, of course, if you are doing bhakti, naturally there will be some, it will not go in vain anyway because Krishna is watching. But what you want to get is based on Krishna's inspiration. So we need Krishna's grace all the time. Then only you are reading a 15 minutes. You read 10 hours being inspired by somebody's lecture. Definitely you'll not remember. I told myself. And some of you may think, my behavior is same behavior. And how many of it felt? Why? We have been chanting for so long. We are following strictly, unlike others. But why still? Because the theory has not become a realization. You remember I told many times, I told the story of cobbler and Brahmana. So I told this before also, I'm repeating today. What is his name? Chandrasekhar Maharaj told me this. Yugal Kishore. Spiritual life is internal, spiritual life is external. Many people don't even know there is an internal process and they identify themselves with external process. For non-devotees, internal vehicle doesn't even start. Saraswati Thakur told that verse, marriage party and the boatman, he anchored the boat and started moving. Boat was moving, but moving there only because the anchor was not removed. Some of us have anchors. For somebody it is lust, somebody it is greed, somebody it is envy, somebody it is anger. Then what happens? Paramatma may inspire you also. But Paramatma will inspire you knowing very well you're anchored. Paramatma tells you also, but end of the day, you have to remove your anchor. But of course, Krishna's grace, anything can happen. Otherwise, it's very painful realization that अरे मैं इतना आगे गया जा नहीं पाया उम्र आ गया. But one thing is there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous. We have Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu is very magnanimous. Why I'm telling this? Wherever Srila Prabhupada went in 12 years, I'm sure all these great souls also traveled that time. Actually, Prabhupada was called, uh, what is it? Uptown, downtown. Prabhupada was called Downtown Swami. Downtown means prostitution, drug addiction, Bauri. Uptown Swami, I don't know, tell his name. With nice uptown Manhattan means what? Very posh, very nice. But nobody could start a movement. Prabhupada went to Australia, Prabhupada went to Africa, Prabhupada went to North and South America, Prabhupada went to Russia, Prabhupada went everywhere. Today we have 1200 temples. More or less around. But Prabhupada with great difficulty. Means I'm sure many people did not even realize that Prabhupada was making deep inroads establishing, penetrating and changing the faiths of people. Why? Krishna, whomever, just by seeing Prabhupada, people, Krishna in the super soul in the hearts of people, inspired them with the right knowledge of bhakti. So that one lecture, one meeting, one glance of Srila Prabhupada was enough. This is what Lord Chaitanya did when he was in South India. You're understanding? This is what Lord Chaitanya did. That's what Prabhupada did too. So, if people who have read the scriptures, read scriptures, Prabhupada association made them stronger, rock hard. Those people who do not have knowledge, Prabhupada glance and Prabhupada association, Prabhupada's prasad, Prabhupada presence created that faith and transformed that into realization. And what is that? Prabhupada is coming. Bhakti Rasam lecture is there. Wow, that one magic word, Prabhupada is coming. People would work. How much Krishna has inspired them. Neuronavan, what is that? Just ice-filled mountains, and there's nothing to eat. Still, devotees continued. And one time, 700 people would live in Neuronavan. At least 200 families for sure. So, matta smriti jnana apohanancha vedis sarve rahame vedyo vedanta kurta veda videva chaham, Krishna says in Gita. So, We may be reading, we may be doing service, but right thing to happen at the right time. Whose help we need? Krishna's help we need. You know, we need Krishna's mercy all the time. So simple, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, when people followed Varnashram, to the extent you follow Varnashram Dharma, that much extent you become successful. Those people who did not follow this Roman civilization, those civilizations who followed, a civilization close to Varnashram, they survived little bit to the extent they followed because Vedic culture was there all over the world for millenniums. So when people adopted a little bit from here and there, what is it, improvised versions, still they survived. One example is actually London and Europe. But the moment Varnashram was removed, it was destroyed. But anyway, coming back, what is that? Varnashram is needed. Why I'm telling this is, women should be given protection. But more than protection, they need inspiration. They should not be exploited. Women are also end of the day souls. So, today women are doing equally what men are doing actually. So they need more than protection. Protection is needed, but they need inspiration and protection. So you say, I'm protecting you, and you start subduing them, crushing them. And then where is inspiration? When there is no inspiration, then what is the use of the knowledge that we follow or that we acquire in Bhagavatam class, in our day-to-day life? Why the society's problems today? Because it's all sense knowledge and moral knowledge related to senses. How many of you agree? There is no theistic knowledge. Do you all agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, because of that reason, the society is in all chaos. Who is encouraging women? You know, uh, who is giving protection to women? First of all, to give protection, I don't have protection for myself. Then everyone is depressed today. So there is a verse actually. First follow Varnashram. If you don't have Varnashram, of course, Lord Chaitanya said it's Bahya. Then Daiva Varnashram. Whichever ashram you are in, accept, put Krishna Varnashram Charata Purushana Brahman. Vishnu Aradhate Pantan Nittoshkarana. Lord Chaitanya said, go forward. Then, finally, Brahmanandra said that pure bhakti, what is that? Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. After that, 5 rasas. Then, what is that? Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalras, Madhurras. Then Lord Chaitanya said, go forward. Then he spoke about, Praja Bhakti. So, but what is the basis? Varnashram. What is the basis? Varnashram. Our person who is so much absorbed in sense knowledge and moral knowledge, they're not interested in spiritual life. So, what is that? Inspiration. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would infuse with his presence. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went South India, just by glance, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inspired others 3 ways. What is that? Sakshat, Avirbhava, Avesh. Sakshat means with his personality. When he went to South India, wherever he went, people would just get love of God, Hare Krishna. One day, Sarvam Bhattacharya told his family, that time Lord Chaitanya was going to Vrindavan. You all guys go and stand in that pathway. If Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glance falls on you, you'll win the lottery, you'll get the love of God, Hare Krishna. Sakshat, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave that love of God to Prataparudra Maharaj. He gave it to his son before. He gave it to everyone. He gave it to Jagai and Madai. Hare Krishna. But Avirbhav means personally is not there. But he would appear when Sachimata would offer food, and Nityanand Prabhu would dance in the Kirtan. And when the Kirtan happens in Shiva Sangan, and Raghav Pandit, and Damayanti would cook and Raghav Pandit would offer, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would manifest. And he would eat Sachimata's food. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested in Paniyati festival. And Nityananda Prabhu fed him. You all know the story. Amish means like Nakula Brahmachari. Ambika Kalna is a little far from Navadip. Nakul Brahmachari was induced with, he was like possessed by a ghost. He was possessed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would spread Krishna consciousness through Nakula Brahmachari. So, these 3 ways Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would spread love of God. Srila Prabhupada, actually, one lady, what is that? One girl, one time I was in Second Avenue, maybe a few months ago. And I never saw her, of course. I never saw her. And she came that day, and she came in the class. And the class was over, and then they were, Americans, right? They were all sharing their realizations. That day class is in Prabhupada, actually, once in a week. Just can you give me 1 minute? So she was a young girl. Can everyone hear?
Yes.
Prabhuji.
So she was a young girl, and her father, she from Manhattan. Her father was taking her in the car in the Second Avenue Road. So these young children, what they do, they lower the windows and they look at the screens. They would peep through the windows, right? They would turn completely and see. The car came to Second Avenue signal, and the car stopped. And she turned, and Prabhupada was there. I think we were doing Kirtana walk. Prabhupada was in morning walk. These children, right, they don't know anything. Prabhupada, what is saffron robes? And she turned, Prabhupada, she looked at Prabhupada, she was staring at Prabhupada. Prabhupada stared at her, and Prabhupada smiled. Prabhupada smiled, and she smiled, because Prabhupada smiled, and she smiled. When she smiled, Prabhupada smiled. That's it. It is a once, and the signal came and the car left. Father did not even see this. Ladies and gentlemen, that Prabhupada smiled and she received the blessings. She became a devotee. Of course, 20 years later, she became a devotee. She remembered and she came to Second Avenue. And of course, by this time, so many things changed. But she remembered Prabhupada. So that is what's called infusing of, Paramatma. Prabhupada has the power and capacity to inspire you. And Krishna is pleased, Prabhupada is pleased Krishna so much. The Paramatma is inspiring the soul. Then the knowledge will become spiritual. So, what is that? Srila Prabhupada would come to Prabhupada would come to New York. Then Prabhupada is wherever he is there. He would inspire the devotees so much. Things would happen like anything. So, when Krishna is pleased with our behavior, simple thing. Tomorrow is Sunday feast. Everyone in the temple, just go and talk to new people. If you really ask me, talk to new people is one thing. Talk to devotees. Beyond beyond guru and beyond caste, creed, sex. I mean, if you, of course, definitely know there should be some lines between men and women, no doubt. But talk to everyone. nicely. If everyone is difficult, I can understand. Try to talk to few people that you have not spoken. And try to just say one line and of appreciation. Just one line of appreciation. And just see their face will light up actually. You know? The face is lit up. Krishna is very happy with you. Because Krishna knew you have gone an extra mile. You don't need a lot of philosophy for this, honestly speaking. You know, one person, from Madhya Sampradaya recently came here. He spoke so well. We think Krishna is in the temple. So puja, we do in the morning program. That's it, over. Krishna will see you next tomorrow. No, Krishna is many times we forget devotees. Krishna is present in others' heart as Paramatma. Krishna is present in the heart, in your hand, in the heart of your boss also. So one has to be. Then he made a point, amazing. It touched my heart. No one has ever made in my life, actually. Do you breathe only 20 hours? Yes. No. Do you breathe only 23 hours? No. Do you breathe 23.5 hours? No. You breathe all the time. If you stop breathing 1 minute, few minutes, you'll die. Like that you do bhakti. Like that, whatever you're doing, you're drinking water, drink water for the pleasure of Krishna. Our behavior is based on our advancement. Of course, not everyone loves you. If everyone loves, this is Satyuga actually. Everything is great, this is Satyuga. So 95% of the life, at least 90% of the life, it's continuous problems only. But if you make a resolve, that will grow your inner strength. This is what I want to speak here. Thank you very much. Any question or comment? Hare Krishna. Please do forgive me if I've spoken anything wrong. Thank you very much for your patient audience. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Welcome, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank you very much for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, can you please share the difference between Varnashrama and Daivi Varnashrama, Prabhuji?
Varnashrama means basically, actually, 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas, they are there, no doubt. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Daivi Varnashram means simple thing, Prabhu. You do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. That's it. Simple Varnashrama means you do whatever you want to do. Basically, Hinduism is polytheistic. So many devatas. You do whatever you want to do. But Daivi Varnashram means, personality of Godhead is what? Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. But Vaishnavism is only Bhagavan. Brahman is his effulgence, Paramatma is localized portion. So, Varnashrama Purushana Prapman Vishnu Aradhite. Whichever Varna and Ashram you are in, you worship Krishna. You worship Vishnu. That's it. Not anybody else. Panta Nanyat Tattosha Karanam. No other way. No other. Just worship Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna Vishnu Tattva. That's it, bro. That is the only that's the only point. So you're a carpenter. Continue be a carpenter, but do your karma for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Vishnu. Yajnardat karmano nyatra lokayam karam bandhana. Tadardam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So rather than being a pious person, rather than cracking coconuts and rituals, just do bhakti. That is Daivi Varnash. Clear?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danupra. Yes, Shiva Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you again. Listening from you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was just wondering, like about familiarity. Like we develop familiarity with devotees here, and we make offenses unknowingly or knowingly. So, Prabhuji, how to come out of it? Like we cannot just undo familiarity, right? How to not do the mistakes?
First thing is it starts with mind. It starts with the mind, and it's very difficult to avoid familiarity. Many times I said this. Medicine for familiarity is respect. If you have a high respect, don't we have faults? We have so many faults with this. You know, are we perfect? No. Then how can we expect other person to be perfect? But sometimes what happens is because of the karma, the both karmas clash each other actually. You know, so I have seen this again and again in my life too. So, but still, we should not have that. Uh, uh, we should not hold grudge. It happened because of our karma. Krishna used that person to purify me. You know, that person has good qualities. He's a devotee, he's chanting. Perfect. He's chanting, you know. So you pray for his or her well-being. You pray for yourself. That's it. There can be difference of opinion, no doubt. So, but don't try to judge others. It took a long time for me to understand what this judging. So, for example, person A, I know him. I know her. What you know? Somebody said some bad thing about them. That we keep it. We don't remember. We don't meditate on the good things. You agree or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, so it starts with mind. If you erase at the mental level, even if it is there, don't meditate on it. Then, you will avoid mental offenses. You know, of course, we cannot gel with everyone, but they're Vaishnavas. It's a respect from distance. That's fine. Nectar of instruction. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, totally.
Any other question? Any
Prabhuji, Hare
question?
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the very nice class, Prabhuji. Very nice to hear from you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, question you said about breathing, right? 24 hours. Similarly, bhakti also 24 hours. We talk about it, we hear about this. But besides morning sadhana, Prabhuji, through the day, what are like the things we can really do to take it to the next level, Prabhuji, to go deeper in bhakti while we have so many responsibilities and things, Prabhuji? Like,
Nice point. Thank you. Three things, Prabhu. Career, family, spirituality. Three things. You know. So as soon as your morning program is over, you have to work. One time Chandrapalli Maharaj was telling to somebody, Maharaj said, you have a picture, Krishna says Mamanasmara Vidyacha, right? Few things actually. How do you spend your time after your work? How do you translate karma into karma yoga or bhakti yoga? That's the thing. Few things. How do you spend your money? You know, the hours you're working for your work, the result, how are you spending? You should spend for Krishna, one. Second thing, after work, how are you spending your free time? That is second thing. That will decide your consciousness. Third thing, how are you dealing with near and dear? So you should see them as a devotees of Krishna and deal with them. With these three things, your work will become worship. You know, so for that, of course, you are doing production support. You cannot see Krishna's picture all the time, no doubt. You know, though I've seen people putting, what is that? Listening the kirtan well, writing programs, but it's not practical for everyone. But these three things, actually four things, I forgot the fourth one, but the three things, always have respect for family members. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when I come home, I say, it's very difficult, that stage is very high, but at least, you know, I am doing this to make progress. That verse. I am using this life to go back, to make progress in spiritual life. Krishna has given me my kids, has given me family members so that I can serve them. I should serve my spiritual masters, so I should serve devotees. Keep spiritual life as a center. Other things will happen naturally. This is what Peter said one time, Peter Babash. What is the goal of your life? I want to make progress in spiritual life. Really, that's it. Yeah. I'm doing all these things. Okay. When outsiders are working for money, you work for pleasure of Krishna. When you serve your customer, knowing very well Krishna is in his heart, you'll go extra mile. Definitely that will bring good results. But of course, you have to balance. This metal world is a little crooked here and there sometimes. You have to be careful though. Krishna has given you intelligence to balance. But I'm sure whatever I told you are some guidelines and pointers to take bhakti to the next level. Not
Thank you.
just see Krishna in the altar.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. No, this helps, Prabhuji. Very grateful.
Thank you very much. I'm also grateful to you and
Mm.
your Mataji and your kids. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Any other question or comment? Okay. Thank you for joining, and it's almost 2 months. Tomorrow, actually, I came to India, and let me give you an update. Actually, I came to India with, they did endoscopy a month ago, gastritis and all. I think I'm cured of gastritis. I'm cured of the H. pylori thing, and I still have swallowing difficulty. My gastritis is cured. What is that? That whatever infection is gone, but I still have swelling problem, and hiccups, they come once in a while, but they're also, actually I've recovered 70% for sure. But one thing is I still have sleep problem. Without sleeping pills, I cannot sleep. Few months they sent me all this, pranayam, this pranayam I tried. 2 days purposefully I gave up my sleep. I gave up my sleeping medication, but I couldn't sleep. It's very, very disturbing sleep. So I take only half a pill, half a tablet, and I sleep. That's it. I sleep more than need actually. So they are telling, you will have this swelling difficulty for so many years. So it takes time. Use it. Actually, they told me use this tablets for 3 weeks. If not, we'll do a procedure, operation we'll do. But Bhaktivedanta Hospital doctors said, no, don't go for operation. I finished 3 weeks also. Don't go for operation, and you will eventually heal. So I am definitely 70% better, and hiccups come once in a while. My swelling difficulty a little bit is there. It's there for a long time actually. English medicine means I'm very careful. Very careful means very careful. So that's why, I'm sorry. That's at 70-80%. So some doctors are telling just continue taking a little bit because it's not addictive. Eventually, it'll be all right. That is it. I'm doing some service, and others, when anyone can see me, they don't think I have any problem. Trust me. So some people are thinking, why is still here? What is happening? I don't have any doctor now. I don't have any. So they're telling just sleep and you'll be all right. My inner strength, I also got it came back. I'm fine now. Maybe 80, 90%, 90% it came back. Health, I recovered 70%, 70, 80%. These hiccups come once in a while, And that is it. So I'm also, this question is coming to me, what should I do? Or I should continue doing service. Some service I'm doing, I'm okay. That's it. That's the update I have. It's much better than what it was in December. December was not good, not at all good. I spoke before 1 month ago. I was in the process of recovery, but now I'm absolutely already fine, and that is what I am right now. One doctor called me and said, "You're everything all right. You can, he's telling I'm all right, so okay." Yeah, that's it. Any question or comment?
We
I
pray
don't
for
get.
you. We pray for your long life and stay healthy, because personalities like you is very rare, and I'm sorry that you have to. What is your realization? I'm sure we are Krishna conscious, so our realization always you know um, you know can change also, right? We advance more and more. So what is your realization, Prabhuji? You worked very hard. You worked
No,
like
honestly
rocket.
speaking, I don't have, I'm really, they told me, just to live carefree. That's what they're telling, I don't know,
Live careful or carefree?
carefree means ऐसा जो भी आप करना है करो,
अच्छा,
so that that's whatever recovery needs to be done, rest of the recovery that'll be done. So there is some abuse on the body level, and that is it. So just live naturally. I mean, of course I'm doing some yoga, some pranayama, I'm doing it, but other than that, many, if I should think, this is my life, part of my life, and I should go, that's it. That's the thing. That's where I am right now. Anyone has questions or comments? Other than that, I don't have.
What is instruction for all of us?
Instruction, just do what you're doing. That's it. Yes, stay Krishna conscious. That's it. So,
Hare
yeah.
Krishna Prabhuji, please get well soon and come back. Rajeshri here.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I mean, I'm eating nicely. They told me to eat 3 times. They told me no fasting. They said for the rest of the life, no fasting. Nityananda parents day by 8 o'clock, I already ate twice, 2 times. All the no fasting at all. Whether you're hungry or not, this much you have to eat. What is that? Our Jayananda Gauranga Prabhu said, just